Hello, welcome to BlackOut TV. Once again, it's me, Maxi, joined this time by a new host, a new guest, Jay Chapman himself, Funds. How was school today?
School was pretty good, thank you, Maxi. How was work?
Oh, work was just fantastic. It was boring and all of that. But hopefully not unlike this game, which is this kind of the second... I suppose it's the second kind of round or group of week 5, which is on Badwater. We're going to watch Highpander versus Strong Opinions. Potentially two of the top teams. Well, they probably are. I mean, they're just below. Fair enough. Obviously, if Highpander win this, they could, in theory, go top of the table. Strong Opinions would actually only be able to come third. They would actually overtake Premtech. Even if they get a Golden Cap win, they'll overtake Premtech. But the other game on BlackOut Gaming TV 2, which is fair enough, against TC Ambition. Oh, apparently we're not casting TV 2. Oh. I assume... I can even see in our model that we don't have anyone there. So we've gone so far. So actually that other game, but that's probably going to be a roll, to be honest. I mean, it's fair enough against TC Ambition. It's going to be over in like 5 minutes. So, I mean, what boring game. Or you know, fair enough throw because a Disky champ or something. So, yeah, I mean, top 2 teams, week 5. Saloon, it's interesting looking at how Strong Opinions have been playing, because they haven't been playing the best season so far. They've had a few internet issues, the rosters haven't been the best. In Highpander, it's probably more stable than Strong Opinions rosterized, and that's probably why Strong Opinions have got 2 losses and 2 Golden Cap losses. I mean, even if we look at Saloon, which I obviously mentioned earlier, people still think Strong Opinions can win. It's 59.3% in the favour of Strong Opinions against a slightly less 40.7 to Highpander. So pretty much equal, but I mean, I myself, I'd put just under a key on Strong Opinions, because some would argue this is their best map. Buns, who would you probably put your money on?
As a big Highlander guy myself, I would probably also put my money on Strong Opinions at this point, as we were talking earlier about how this is their best map and all. But I don't know. I think, honestly, it could go either way, although I will probably lean towards Strong Opinions at this point.
Yeah, I've actually played one game this week with Highpander, and there were a few kind of tweaks that they could have done. Mainly it was Hildreth getting disconnected and struggling with the push and a few comm issues, but I mean, that was against the Bureau, which I believe Highpander went on and won. The Bureau, you know, sitting about mid-table, and I think they're in 5th, just under Strong Opinions. Which actually, obviously, you played for last season, which I believe you're now subbing for, I guess is now Failure again.
Failure Esports now. Not none anymore. Rip.
Not anymore. So,
the
only people I can see actually roster-wise is I think Ali's playing instead of Corb, which I think that's because Corb's got internet issues again. Whereas if we look over towards Highpander, I think it's their full roster.
Mm-hmm.
So we are 18 on the server. We're basically just waiting to go live. What does Twitch chat think? Does Twitch chat think that Strong Opinions are going to win, or do they think that Highpander are going to steal it away? Let's have a... What emotes can we use? I'll give Highpander a dance game because that's how I feel about Hildreth. What do you... And what about a PogChamp? Or C-face if people are CeeJaey subscribers for Strong Opinions. Let's involve Twitch chat.
I think I need to subscribe to CeeJaey so I can get the C-face.
It is... I mean, I was one of the people that said I'd subscribe to CeeJaey, and then I decided not to. Because I thought it was only a one-time payment, and I can't be affording just for Twitch memes to be paying like £3. I'm that cheap.
You've got a job, Maxi.
I do. Actually, Twitch chat, a lot of people are saying... people saying Highpander are going to throw... I'm getting insulted. That's cyberbullying. Please don't cyberbully me. Because I'll call the internet police. But we're still waiting to go live. I don't know why... We've got 18 on the server. I don't think anyone's lagging. The only person I can obviously blame is it's probably Hildreth.
Has to be. It looks like someone's dropped from the Highpander side currently.
Oh yeah, they're down to 8. I think it's actually Uber's. Uber's actually had a few connection issues, I believe, last week, and actually during some games as well. He's been dropping out, but there you go. Join back in. I'm hoping that can be ridding up. As we do seem to go live, so we're going to see Strong Opinions will be defending this first round. So their roster is, even though they're spamming Putis in chat, that's probably Thalash. So Thalash is going to be playing Scout, unless he swaps with Emilio. Raptor's going to be playing Soldier. You've got Steve on Pyro, obviously. Ali's going to be playing Demo, Emilio on Heavy. Seal's going to be playing Engineer. CeeJaey, obviously, on Medic, with Cloudy on Sniper. And actually, Tupa murking in for Toast. Buns, why don't you take us through the roster for Highpander?
Okay, well, on the roster for Highpander, we've got Q-Knight. Well, I'll start from the Scouts, actually. We've got Atomic on Scout, and then obviously Uber's big player on Soldier, who I'm being told by quite a few people has been carrying for a couple of weeks, so looking to do some big work here. We've got Gorson on Pyro, then we have, of course, Fungi on Demo, Q-Knight Heavy, Engineer is Doom, Medic Hildreth, big Hildreth, obviously, Tracker on Sniper, and then finally Mookie on Spy. So, I think it's going to be a good game.
It's interesting to see Mookie on Spy, because we've seen him on a number of roles. And I don't actually know what's happened to Granger. There's probably something. It's probably something like school or something like that. But we are actually going to be starting this round off. Tracker getting the first headshot onto Raptor, and actually Ali getting a 2K onto Doom and Gosson defending that cut. So looking at Strong Opinions going to be holding. If anything, I think it's going to be a standard hold. I mean, Tracker gets another frag. So they've got no demo defensively. Kuna's going to push up this cliffside, but CeeJaey actually does get forced by Ubers. And actually Ubers does get a pick onto Cloudy, and Fugi gets a pick onto Thalash. So a great push already so far, and he'll just hitting 100% Uber.
Looks like Q-Knight was also able to get the sentry down, but that might just be built back up in time. It looks like Emilio and Raptor in tunnel right now, just holding off the car.
Yeah, Emilio actually looking to be holding that tunnel with Raptor, if he seems to back off. Uber's actually jumping around. I know that as the cock rock. Someone probably has another name for it, but we're actually going to see the Uber come out from Highpander, going to get that sentry, and even Kuno gets that, that all-important dispenser pick, and that should actually force all the Strong Opinions out onto second, as Highpander looks to finish off this cap in quite a quick time.
Yeah, I reckon Highpander should be able to take the second point as well with the right aggression here. CeeJay's sitting on quite a big advantage, but I think they are going to have to fall back to third. Yeah, it does look like it.
Yeah, we see the first point captured in a big 1 minute and 10 seconds, which actually seems to be quite standard now. I've seen quite a few people get 1 minute 10 seconds, and then it's like 15-20 seconds to get the next point. Because as soon as you lose first, most people aren't defending second. We haven't actually seen that many roof holds. Actually, you can see Thalash behind. Yeah, Thalash trying to get a pick onto Ubers. I think it can just cause a distraction. If you get people turning around a lot, even to force a distraction for someone like Raptor to bomb in or something, do something. Actually, Strong Opinions sitting quite far forward. Either Contra out from Raptor, gets a frag onto Ubers. I think Ali gets a frag onto Tracker as well. Thalash still running behind. He's got to, at some point, do something with it. Otherwise, I think it's not that great.
Actually,
CeeJaey,
go on.
No, CeeJaey, I was going to say, both medics sitting 100% Uber now. I assume just waiting for... I mean, this is what we call one of these famous Highlander stalemates, where we're waiting for just someone to make a play.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Thalash is actually thinking of doing right now. He's just kind of still hanging around behind Highpander. Hasn't really got any picks so far. Opening up the flank a little bit for his own team, actually. He's taken out the teleporter entrance, but again, I don't know how much that is actually going to do. He should probably think about doing something quite soon. As a lot of his teams actually going quite down with Uber popping in off both teams.
Yeah, we see both Ubers come out. Actually, Hildreth does go down in that post-exchange. And I think 4 total players went down for Highpander there. And only Cloudy got picked off from Strong Opinions. So it should be a very good hold for them. And actually, that's probably the preferred place to hold. Well, that's actually now finally back with his combo. And I suppose throwing the teleporter actually, it delays you quite a lot. Your whole combo and the whole team has to walk. If you can see where Fugi and Hildreth are, they've got all the way through first, and all the way through second, and then take that ground back on third. Because as soon as they capture third, then they get those forward spawns. So that's on another kind of 10, maybe 15 seconds for your whole team to regroup on that third point.
Hildreth does actually down to a big shot from Tracker right there, so... Tracker? Cloudy.
Followed up by Raptor with a big 2K.
That's actually pretty much an entire wipe for Highpander, not looking too good there. CeeJaey sitting on nearly full Uber now, he's going to get it. Looking like quite a good defense here.
I think it is actually a full wipe. I mean, Mookie went down there, and Fungi obviously is a respawner. Hildreth and Tracker went down quite early as well. Fungi, I don't know what he was planning on doing there. Just got shut down by Raptor. And CeeJaey and Strong Opinion seem to be in a very strong position. I think it's... Obviously, we can see where Seal is now. Some combos decide to hold around that corner, and even some hold up to where the sentry is, but I know that Strong Opinions hold quite forward on upward as well, so I think this definitely favours them. Actually, Raptor on now on a 9k, getting picked onto both Tracker and onto Ubers again. So no flank. Actually, Mookie gets a nice headshot onto Cloudy. The Hildreth is probably going to wait, maybe trying to get a pick, but there goes Mookie, he's not going to get that pick onto CeeJaey. Raptor happily popping his conch whenever he wants. And Highpander need to, I guess, make a play. I mean, they captured the first 2 points quite quickly, but they failed, I think, 2 pushes now from Hildreth going down onto this third. So they need to, you know, break this quite strong defense.
The Uber does actually come out of both teams, CeeJaey forcing just after Hildreth. Hildreth and Fungi are going to have to back off here, with Strong Opinion still looking on quite a defensive hold here. Pretty good.
It was actually Thalash does get that pick post Uber fight onto Hildreth. And even Chupa's actually really far behind. Should get the pick onto Doom. Should get the pick onto Fugi, unless he completely throws, which he happened to. As Ubers gets a nice 2k. But CeeJaey actually not healing. Hasn't been healing for a couple of seconds, which shouldn't affect anything. Hildreth is not even healing himself. But Raptor finally gets his kill streak ended. He ends up cratering an assist from Ubers. And Track gets a nice death in Boiler Room. Actually, CeeJaey has actually decided to, it looks like, pull all his whole team back. See Cloudy go down. Steve does get backstabbed. And even Ubers gets a nice jump in from that spam. Actually picking off CeeJaey. So no medic for Strong Opinions. They've completely turned it around, getting a good number of picks, capturing third in 5.5 minutes, and they're capturing last with a 60-70% Uber advantage. And if they play this right, if they play it aggressively and time it well enough, they should be able to get this in quite a fast time.
Thalash is getting onto Hildreth here, almost takes him down 14 health, and he does actually go down to the Spy for Strong Opinions, so that's a pretty good pick. They should be able to hold this a lot easier now.
Yeah, I think it was that backside came in from Jupiter assist. Tracker actually still getting frags onto Cloudy. They've been exchanging quite a lot actually. It's been no either side. Ubers does actually find that pick onto CeeJaey. So as long as Hildreth doesn't die or actually starts healing people, they should have this advantage. But Chupa's actually behind this forward spawn. But I'm not sure why you'd attack a comboed Pyro. Maybe not the best choice. But Chupa is actually still alive in that boiler room. Maybe trying to get a pick on Hildreth before they can push in. As Strong Opinions look to rebuild. You've got Seal already with level 2. CeeJaey opting to hold, actually, they seems to be quite close to that ramp. I'm assuming they're going to rotate back under. Tracker hold to opt to that top window spot, which isn't actually that popular anymore. It's quite, I'd say it's more of like a glorified pub spot, to be honest. It's like you can only really get a few sight lines off. And actually, Strong Opinions have rotated to this back stairs area, I guess to build up that Uber. But Hildreth and the rest of Highpander are going to be trying to push this tyre room. Gets that pick onto Emilio. Gonna get a pick onto Chupa, who actually dead ringed, my mistake. And actually more players are getting dropped for Highpander. Uber comes out from Hildreth. Not going to do any good. They might not even destroy that sentry. Uber's going to fade.
Looks like Uber does actually come out from CeeJaey on the bottom though. I'm not sure what quite it was that forced him here, but they're going to go into Hildreth and Kunai just to see what they can do. Hildreth looks like he might be able to get out here, but he's being chased by quite a lot. His team should just about be able to get to him.
Yeah, he's going to get around that corner.
Yeah, again, I'm not really sure why CeeJaey popped off the Uber there. There might have been some underlying reason, but he looked like he was about full health underneath them. Maybe he thought they were going to drop down onto him, I'm not really sure.
I think if the Uber fades, it's probably... Maybe it's just the use of popping an Uber because you have it. Because otherwise, if you sit there with that Uber just under that area, then you're just waiting for a force. And actually, CeeJaey does get a headshot. Tracker, a nice pick from Maprum. Raptor trying to scare off Gorston, who was, I think, protecting Tracker. And Hildreth is now going to sit at a very toasty 70-75% advantage. And it looks like Highpander are going to be trying to walk around this corner. You still got Cloudy watching Choke. That's going to be a threat they need to try and avoid. I can't even see where the sentry is for Seal. I think he's only got level 1 up. So Highpander should be able to push this quite quickly.
alle just spamming the Highpander combo, and the Uber does actually come out from Hildreth around the corner. Thalash going down to Atomic in a big Scout MGE battle. Not a whole lot going down here. Looks like Highpander's going to have to back off a little bit.
Yeah, forced a little bit early. A lot of flashes came out, I guess, to try and get anything. But Hildreth's going to... A lot of Highpander players actually going to push Uber fight. Thalash are now on a 6k. Raptor picking up a 3k. Mookie does get 1 pick onto Seal. So there's going to be that chance... Actually, there is no sentry. So Highpander have got that advantage going for them. But other than that, they lost 6-7 players. Just because they were forced too early. And it hasn't gone the way they expected. But we've still got probably 7-8 minutes, I think, into this, so it's not a terrible time, or not too bad just yet. They don't need to be panicking at this point in time. But very slowly, you'll hopefully see Highpander either go for maybe a riskier play, or maybe that sense of urgency comes out and they start making kind of more team cohesion.
It does look like the combo for Highpander's looking the tires route again, as they just build up the last of the Uber to become on par with CeeJaey, who's just still holding in the same area underneath. Hildreth is just getting the super, but he's losing quite a few players for his team in this little battle.
Raps is
actually behind as well.
Raptor comes around from tires, does actually get that pick onto Tracker, so they've got don't have any cover from that top window.
I reckon he could have got quite an easy force onto Hildreth there if he just jumped actually.
Yeah, but Cloudy actually... That's a really interesting spot. Cloudy actually sitting in Matpram, but he's crouched that he can actually see all the way into that stairs, around back stairs.
Hildreth's had to force the Chupa actually, and his Uber's just going to be fading on top now.
Yeah, not a very strong Uber. Emilio actually sitting quite close to Seal. And you can see where Emilio actually is sitting, rather than sitting on the floor. I've never thought that's a good spot for a heavy, because they just get spammed, and it doesn't really defend anything. But he does actually drop back down. Tracker actually gets a nice pick onto Cloudy, so once again, no sniper. Strong opinions, but it doesn't actually seem to be doing that much of an impact. We see these sniper picks getting traded back and forth, but it doesn't ever seem to be enough to push on, or the timing isn't enough, for the team to want to push.
These Ubers coming out from Hildreth are actually looking a bit shaky at the moment. He ended up completely alone with the spy and tires at that point. No team coming to help him whatsoever, so it's not quite sure. I think they seem to be holding it a little bit too long, or forcing a little bit too early, maybe going a bit too far. CeeJay's still sitting on 100% of Hildreth, just builds up the rest of his Uber, probably looking to do a similar push.
Yeah, I think they were looking to push through Matpram, try and get some spam off onto CeeJay, but he's more than well protected. Ubers did actually go in for something. I'm not sure if he's planning on targeting CeeJay. If he goes down,
Seal gets a stab onto Emilio, which is
Emilio goes down, and Seal actually decided to destroy his sentry to rebuild it on the floor. Uber does actually come out from Hildreth, soloing onto Kunai, but Steve is happily there, will actually block his Highpander combo from pushing out.
Hildreth and Kunai are stuck in here quite badly.
And Hildreth's actually almost clutching this. We can see actually a medic fight. CeeJay does actually get upper hand in a score kill. So CeeJay's going to have another 25 advantage than he normally would have. But yeah, great play from Steve actually just blocking that combo off, just forcing them into that area under Matpram.
Some really, really nice holds actually coming out from Strong Opinions here. Always able to pretty much deny the entirety of Hildreth's Ubers.
Yeah, we were saying this is one of their strongest maps, and you can see after potentially not that strong of a first hold, and obviously giving up second, but third was pretty strong, held it for a few minutes, and last is looking great. They don't seem to be showing... I mean, the only person I suppose is you're seeing a few picks from Tracker coming out, perhaps a bit more than Cloudy, but other than that, there's no real weak spots in this defense of Strong Opinions.
The flank for Highpander's looking around tires again. Atomic coming around briefly, but going back. Steve gets picked by a nice shot from Tracker.
In Doom actually playing really aggressive. Mookie actually getting this up onto that sentry, but Seal should be able to get rid of that sapper.
As the Uber does come out from Strong Opinions, doesn't actually force Hildreth, who just falls back safely with his team. Sitting on a full 100%, they'll probably be looking to do something quite soon, I reckon.
Yeah, they did drop Fungi though, so you've got no Demo Man who can just provide that kind of brunt of damage. And actually, it's going to look like Strong Opinions are going to opt for and this was like forward hold. I guess trying to retake this ground as if they were defending third. Hildreth does actually eat a sticky. Going to drop down, but he does actually pop out the crits.
Oh,
I
it's
guess
crits
being
even.
called.
Yeah.
The crits actually is going to get Cloudy and Chupa and Emilio. A nice 4k from Fugi there. Atomic's actually going to pick up that frag onto Thalash. And it's only 3 players up. CeeJaey's going to hold this backstage with sealable people. Actually going to crit, I think. Yeah, no, it wasn't crit. I think it was, what's it called, Friendly Justice. Doesn't actually get any frags. And Highpander are cleaning up all of these kills. alle only getting 1 frag. And I think Kunai went down as well in that. But Highpander are going to cap off Badwater, our first map obviously, in 14 minutes. Not the best of times. I mean, from you take how fast it was in first and second. But yeah, a few maybe off Ubers onto last, and 14 minutes. I'd say that's quite easily beatable. I don't think it's a hard team for Strong Opinions to beat.
As we were talking about earlier, again, Strong Opinions, incredibly strong on this map as a matter of fact. I don't think there's any question about this. They've taken the first 3 points. I'd be incredibly surprised if they weren't able to take this in 14 minutes, to be honest.
I'm just thinking, I was just trying to watch the setup of how Highpander are going to hold this first point. If you saw CeeJaey trying to, if anything, he looked like he was opting to hold slightly further back on that cliff so you can't get backstabbed. But I think Hildreth maybe thinking he's a bit more spy aware. I'm not sure. But he's never been one to kind of shy away from spies. He's always, Highpander, and at least the way Hildreth's led it, especially on medic, has always been, it doesn't matter if our medic dies as long as we get the win or the defense or the block. As it looks like that the gates are going to open. It looks like Chupa's going to try and walk up this cliffside. Should actually get all the way behind, unless he gets spammed off by a rocket, which he's not going to do. Raptor goes in for a big bomb, gets a rocket onto Hildreth. Hildreth's so weak.
And that was really nicely held from
Hildreth. Sticky as well. A great serve from him. alle did actually jump in, and Hildreth just about picked up the health kit before a sticky did land on him. So a great clutch play from him, and only a few players going down. Emilio did walk up that cliffside to provide the distraction and got the dispenser, which I suppose can stop your team getting lightly healed. And already, actually, Highpander going for an actual difference I haven't actually seen in a competitive game. They've really backed off this cliffside. And actually, CeeJaey, as though is still sitting in spawn, I think Strong Opinions don't have to worry about rushing. They can happily go for risky plays to see what happens.
Yeah.
But Highpander, yeah, they dropped just literally next to the point in that kind of alcove area.
alle and Raptor coming in with a big bomb.
Hildreth does drop. Actually he actually ran the dumpster device, the Beggar's Bazooka, made famous, really, if anyone, really, by Hearts Farts.
That was actually an amazing drop. That was really nice, really nicely done. The timing was pretty much perfect there.
The timing on that was, yeah, it was great, and I think it was that usage of that Beggar's Bazooka where you think it's going to be 1 rocket and suddenly 2 more come down.
Overpowered weapon.
Yeah, and Raptor immediately then dies and swaps back onto that direct hit. But even saying that, it looks like Highpander on his act to fall back. The Uber come out from CeeJaey. He's going to jump really far forward, trying to get a pick onto Hildreth, who's actually going to eat a pipe, but not go down. Emilio's actually going to get a few picks himself. Dragon now on a 6k. And Highpander actually looking, if anything, they're re-pushing up this first point. I thought that they'd be dropping out, but I suppose when you've got 40 minutes to defend, you don't need to. Doom actually gets that, essentially gets a pick onto Raptor, who did try and bomb in onto Hildreth. And even though CeeJaey used his Uber and Hildreth was forced all the way back onto second, they've actually quite easily retaken this first point. And are now with a slight Uber advantage.
Although the sentry does actually go down, it looks like they're going to have to back off here finally. alle, big bomb onto Hildreth, they're taking down with some really nicely done pipes. He's going to get picked off here. Kunai going down as well.
Rare Raptor running that direct hit, getting a few directs onto Kunai. Tracker's actually still alive, he's down on 8k. Boogie actually and Raptor exchanging a big frag. I think he came round, ate a sticky, as also getting directed, and Cloudy's going to end that kill streak for Tracker. And you actually Steve running really far forward. If anything, just really playing some kind of the recon role like a spy. He's going to get picked up by Atomic, but he actually was going to peek that corner before he heard, I'm assuming he heard the call that a sentry was there. And the second point's to be obviously cleaned quite quickly. We're down to 11 minutes, so it's going to be 3 minutes for the first 3 points. If anything, slightly slower for the first 2 points of Strong Opinions. But they've got 11 minutes, or just under that, to capture third and last. And they've got Uber advantage. As we do see the Uber come out, need to try and get something onto Hildreth. But it's not going to be enough, I don't think. I think Emilio actually hard behind those boxes, avoiding a lot of spam. Tuba's going to get the pick onto... Tuba's going to get the pick onto Fungi, so he's going to shut down that combo. Should actually force Hildreth to fall back. But Hildreth's now got 100% Uber. But there's a lot more players in positions. CeeJaey actually gets headshot by Tracker from that top window. He should get cleaned up by Flash as he does. And the Uber's going to be used, I think, mainly to save players. And if anything, just get out for Hildreth, or at least hold this third point.
Yeah, quite a few players going down for Highpander here. Strong Opinions are gonna looks like they're gonna be able to take this point. Just about, yep.
Yeah, they look like they just basically brute force their way onto it. Then I think they just stacked people on the cart, which I'm assuming was Seal and Thalash, just to get that cap off. Because the big advantage of that obviously is it moves your spawns forward. You see Thalash and alle immediately now spawning forwards, basically caught up to where their team's pushing. And you've got 9.5 minutes to... 9.5 minutes to push this. And you've got to get an impeccable hold out of Highpander to defend this.
Hildreth actually sitting on Uber right now. As alle and Emilio going incredibly aggressive, Emilio being taken down. alle should go down here as well. Hildreth still sitting on the Uber. Inside is the Spencer. All the players going down for Strong Opinions. Quite an aggressive push trying to get that Uber out of Hildreth, I presume, with CeeJaey just building us up now. Nice attempt, but Hildreth is able to hold on to it.
Yeah, Tuba does get a stab actually on the way out onto Kunai. But yeah, I'm assuming it's just the team cohesion that Strong Opinions have. They can time these bombs really well, and you'd think someone like Hildreth, you know, not really a medic main, maybe, especially in that area. You can't exactly surf a rocket away. Raptor's going to come in with that Beggars, but Hildreth's completely away from where Raptor thought he was. He was actually down by that bottom spawn. But Uber's going to come out from CeeJaey, popping onto alle and Emilio. But alle's actually going to get picked off by that level 1 sentry. And Gorston's actually fighting out for Lash and CeeJaey in that back stairs. Doesn't actually get the frag, but CeeJay's, I think Thalash actually got picked by a flare. I'm not sure if it was Afterburn or not. And CeeJaey now actually running all the way back out through tires. Almost caught actually by Fugi, who looked to push that corner. And Hildreth is actually going to sit on, you know, a 15-20% advantage quite happily on last.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty nice denial coming from Highpander actually. Hildreth actually dropping pretty low, is able to just get back into spawn. Chupa is hiding around the corner invisible. Wasn't quite able to. He's going to get onto Hildreth though, he's just behind him. Gets the stab.
He does get the stab. Uber's actually cleaning it with a nice 2k. And Emilio actually pushed that car a long way. He basically forced it all the way down the hill around that corner. So there's only a small section left to go. The Lash actually gets a pick onto Mookie and onto Tracker in that top kind of right spawn area. So he's got that whole top section locked down. Cloudy should be able to just completely peek the whole of last. You don't have Tracker to defend it. You don't have any threat of being backstabbed. Atomic actually gets the back onto the Lash, so you potentially have potentially no support for Cloudy. But CeeJay's going to use his Uber. He's got 60% plus advantage. Plus Uber's going to come out. Pop onto alle, should immediately destroy that sentry. Force all of Highpander into that back stairs. Emilio sitting at the top, trying to get the pick onto Fugi. Not going to work. Tracker's going to go down. I think the only person to go down is Raptor and Thalash from Strong Opinions. We do see Emilio go down.
Hildreth's very low underneath here. Taken out by Seal, that is a classic Condog level play, I have to say.
An impeccable play.
An impeccable play.
Impeccable.
That's £1 each, right?
That is £1 each. But it doesn't actually look like they did actually finish the cap off. I thought with all these frags, including the pick on, I think it's just going to be, if anything, going to be a repush. CeeJaey does actually get headshot, which I would say is the main advantage. But Emilio's actually going to keep pushing that cart. Going to push it, another 4 or 5 feet, if anything. And Hildreth actually switching to that quick fix. I guess now kind of trying to do anything. You've got to defend this last point for 6 minutes. Hildreth's going to get a headshot from Cloudy. His corpse going to fall into that radioactive pit. But 6 minutes to basically push that cart such a small distance. I mean, Highpander are going to have to do something special to defend this for 6 minutes.
They can pretty comfortably build up strong opinions now. They can pretty comfortably build up another Uber before Hildreth's even able to. I think they don't have to rush this at all. As you said, with 6 minutes still left. They could... They are playing pretty aggressive, actually. Taking quite a few players down from Highpander.
I think they can afford to be aggressive. I think with 5.5 minutes now, you could basically just keep sacking players in, and every slowly you'll just keep moving the cart bit by bit, and I think that's fine to do. It's obviously not the best play to do. It's not the most efficient or the most professional looking play.
It does look like CeeJaey actually went down in that little bit of aggression though, so he's going to lose his advantage actually. I didn't see what it was. Did you see who took him out? I think it was Doom. I think
Yeah, Doom got him with a shotgun.
Another big NG pick. It's these NGs, man. They're so good.
Well, it's interesting to watch how many NGs are playing a lot more aggressive with their combo. I know definitely with Doom, you can see. I mean, he doesn't even have a sentry right now. He's building minis on defense. But Ali is going to come in along with. I think, Emilio jumped in as well. Going to force that quick fix off. But you're going to lose Kunai, you're going to lose Tracker and Atomic. Lucky getting a 2k though, picking up frags on Cloudy and Raptor. I think Chupa's actually a reverse frag onto Fungi, who get cleared up by Gorston. And if anything, the car has actually moved back a little bit. It was so close to falling over the edge. And even Ali's spamming in chat, WTF, you took like 190 damage, kid. Obviously showing his disdain with Hildreth, assuming it's Hildreth not dying, or someone not dying. But I think actually, CeeJaey's just reaching Uber now, but Hildreth running this quick fix, it's not that bad of a choice I don't think for last.
Yeah, I'm actually a bit surprised to be honest. The time's running down quite a bit, and at this rate, it looks like Highpander actually have quite a big chance of holding it. If these picks on CeeJaey keep coming out, I think he's going to have to play a little bit more careful here. The Uber does come out a bit earlier. Quick fix coming out from Hildreth at the same time.
Yeah, CeeJaey actually ate a rocket went down to 50 health. But the Uber's going to come out. I can't see was they actually still in the top area, letting Emilio and Ali drop down. But
CeeJaey dropping down.
Yeah, Emilio's going to get killed. He's just going to get fragged. But Thalash just gets actually gets the cap and frags onto Ubers and Kunai. So while we were watching this combo fight, Thalash just went, well, I'll just push the car. Look how close it is. And that's the first 3 points.
Looks like I cursed it.
Yeah, the caster's curse. First 3 points on this week 5 map go into strong opinions. Let's have a look at some logs. Let's see if we can make some claims about what happened. Because logs don't do everything. I mean, I would still say you could have a scout cap the cart for the whole time. All he's doing is pushing the cart. He gets 0 frags, but dies 0 times. All he does is push the cart, and you could say, oh, well, he was rubbish. Whereas I'd be like, well, all he did was he did what was achieved. And I only say that because when I play scout, all I do is capture the point. I don't get frags, and I say, well, if you don't cap points, you don't win games. But I'm saying that like the scouts didn't do anything. In actual fact, both Thalash and Atomic picked up a large number of frags. Thalash getting 25 frags, and actually Atomic picking up 31. So Atomic actually doing quite a lot of work. It was actually Atomic who did top frag, followed by Tracker with 26, then followed by Thalash, Raptor, Cloud, and so on. Interesting to note that actually the demos didn't actually got equal frags. Ali getting a large, actually 7 more assists, which I suppose that means he must be playing maybe with his combo more, or maybe that's just how strong opinions play. They do play quite a close-knit community. I'm going to humour it and look at deaths. I mean, Chupa, most deaths, but playing a Merc, you don't exactly know how you try not to compare him with Toast, but he's still got 20 frags out of it. He just seems to be getting frags and then deaths. It was almost 1-to-1, so I don't think you can count out frags and deaths. Damage-wise, Ali actually top damage, getting 13k. I didn't think that would be the case. It's interesting to note that even though Atomic did top frag, he only got 7,200 damage overall. He got less than Tracker, and less than both Raptor, obviously Fungi and Ali. So, I mean, he was getting frags, but obviously he wasn't doing loads of damage. Not implying that all he was doing was cleaning up, but he might be. He was playing quite close to his combo quite a lot. We'll have a good look at medics. The funds used to, you kind of main medic for a bit.
Yeah.
You played it for a
3
season
matches
of
or
6s.
so. Pretty easy class, really. I don't know.
Oh, big claims. So obviously you'll be able to look at these stats and interpret them more than I can.
Well,
and obviously when Honey casts, he can pick out what a big advantage is. But I'd look at it and say, CeeJaey 100 more heals a minute, but both are over 1,000. So that's quite good.
I think what I'm looking at mainly is the fact CeeJaey died 7 times with Hildreth sitting on 13. Obviously, quite a bit more survivability there from CeeJaey. And that's true of what I saw. Hildreth going down quite a lot to some unplanned out Ubers, I'd reckon, but looks like the second half is starting.
Yeah, no time to look over logs. I mean, the only bad point I could look at medics and say, well, Hildreth dropped once to that bomb. But it was such a good bomb, I don't think there's anything to be ashamed about. You had a beggar's bomb plus a very aggressive demo jump. Obviously, we know alle from playing a lot of high-level 6v6. And actually, Ubers is going to time out. So I think we're probably going to be looking for a pause quite early on. I know it happened. Sorry, it's because we're behind. John basically patronising me for not realising. That's because I was looking at logs, I wasn't looking at the game. But, yeah, we can see the Raptor happily spamming Pootis in chat.
Pootis.
Although, if people watch the stream, then you would as Pootage. It was a spur of the moment thing. But I'm trying to look for anything different they're running. I mean, it doesn't help that you've got some like Thalash running medic in spawn, and those pans are very loud. But I think they're just gonna be running Uber again. I don't think they're gonna swap it up and do like quick fix, or I mean, imagine running quick fix and dropping a medic by jumping a medic in. That'd be great. I want to see that. That'd be like a fantastic play. Watching a medic with a quick fix bomb into the combo with a demo and getting like an Uber sword drop. That'd be awesome to see. But I think I'm gonna be starved of that dream.
Maybe, just maybe. The doors are opening and teams are coming out.
I couldn't even see what Highpander were. I was looking for them on the clip and I went, there's missing a lot of players. But Hildreth and Kunai, I think looking for that bomb, you see alle Raptor jump in, realised there's no medic there whatsoever. Raptor came in and obviously gets picked up, and alle actually got forced to that little alcove area and went, oh, there they are. So actually, I think that's a really clever strat. Sitting in that bottom area, you're not going to get bombed there, and no one's going to expect you to be there. So you wait for Raptor and alle to bomb in, and then rotate back up. That's fantastic.
Yeah, pretty interesting. I guess Hildreth doesn't want to drop, but Raptor coming out with a bomb onto Hildreth, taking it quite low, and alle getting in as well. Very, very close. A nice reflected rocket. But Hildreth does drop to a roller, I think. Or was it a caught pipe from another player, maybe?
It was a caught pipe. Gorson doing so much work deflecting all of those pipes.
Hildreth dropper.
But yeah, that final pipe, Gorson just missed. Hildreth exclaiming his shock by just stating the word wow.
He had so much time to pop that off as well. I think he was getting a little bit too confident there even. Lots of damage coming on with 2 bombs. I think he should have just popped that out earlier. I suppose if Gorson's putting all of these rockets and stickies, you just expect it to happen. But I guess just a missed timing, unfortunate misplay. Uber's going to come out from strong opinions though. CeeJaey, yeah, he got forced up in the air by Gorson, but it wasn't enough. And it looks like this first point can be captured. Mookie is behind CeeJaey though. Looking to maybe get a pick on him. On the cart now.
Yeah, I don't think he would go for the cart. I don't think he's that sort of spy. Well,
I think he was in quite a nice place for CeeJaey, but he let him go his own way for now.
Yeah, we see the first point actually capped off in 1 minute 41 seconds, which, standard time under 2 minutes. I'd say that's kind of what we expect to see. It's the the bomb in, the 4/failed bomb, and then the Uber exchange, and then the capture of first. Second, obviously, Highpander opting to hold roof side. I mean, Doom's dispenser's up there. I mean, I think he put a mini up there just for something, but that got destroyed quite quickly. Crack actually going to get a frag, the first frag of this. We're hoping a long third hold onto Cloudy. And both medics seeing 100% Uber. I'm thinking that maybe Tropian will be to go for that house area. Atomic actually peeking and getting that pick onto Emilio. alle and Raptor going for a big double bomb with Hildreth, but they're going to get picked up.
Yeah, Hildreth actually going super passive there again. Not wanting to drop her one more time. Pretty good play by him.
I think it's just the experience Hildreth has. He just knows how to adapt and if it happened obviously in the first round and it happened in the first point of the second round, you kind of expect it to happen on every point you can. You expect this double bombing. So yeah, fantastic for him to just think, well, if I just drop back, I've then got a demo, and if anything, quite a close pocket scout to get that. Actually, Chupa's actually going to get a stab onto Doom, so that's actually going to go down.
Yeah. Seal, I was pretty interested to see what that level 3 sentry on attack was going to do. Went down pretty easily though, Seal giving it
Yeah,
up
only level
for a few
1.
seconds too much. Back on level 1 again now.
Yeah, we did see both Ubers exchange during that time, but nothing really came out of it. It's just reverse, just trading frags. I mean, you see Atomic getting a frag onto alle, and Seal getting a frag onto Fungi. But actually, that's probably got an important pick. But no demos from either side. Cloudy gets that headshot onto Tracker. You got no demo, no demo. Yeah, don't have a demo. You've also got no sniper for Highpander on this defense. But
Boogie is actually still behind Strong Opinions as well. Just hanging around on the roof.
I'm assuming he's going to go for a play. It's going to be some very clutch play. But so far, I think actually Raptor's trying to find him.
Yeah, he's playing hide and seek with this guy right now.
Raptor's running about around that. I suppose you can't really bomb or combo with that. It's probably a waste of a life to try and bomb into Hildreth there. You've got so many players around him that it's not the thing to do. But Strong Opinions basically just dry push this. Uber's going to come out first from Hildreth, but Steve's going to get all the way in. Plus all these players back. Mookie's still behind. As you got a sap onto that, she didn't get anything out of it. He did go down. Actually, Strong Opinions going to capture his 3rd point off in 4 minutes 15 seconds, a lot faster than Highpander did. And Hildreth does get cleaned up. Not going to have to die, but CeeJaey doesn't. Sorry, CeeJaey get picked by Tracker. So neither a great time for medics to die. I thought it would be a worse off for Hildreth dying, literally as Strong Opinions look to push. And that heal advantage would have been so useful. But a great play by Tracker, and that's going to, if anything, slightly stall Strong Opinions push into last.
Milo's actually hanging around in the spiral right now, on his own. Not sure if Highpander's actually seen him there. He's getting onto Hildreth, gets a lot of damage onto him actually. Just about goes down, Hildreth sitting on 20 HP. That was pretty close to be honest, for a heavy.
I think the only he went down to was 12, which is such a, such a close level to the side. Well, am I going to survive this? And they were just pulling out the bag, I suppose. And I can't actually see, Steven only got level 1 up so far. Doesn't look like the strongest hold. But it doesn't actually seem, there's no immediate aggression from Strong Opinions. They don't seem to be trying to rush into this. I think they've realised 4 minutes 15 seconds is at the moment quite a standard time for 3 points. But CeeJaey's going to drop!
Oh.
Tracker, what a great headshot. Just picking off CeeJaey, pushing out that ties area. And Emilio. Tracker will go down from Cloudy. But completely destroying that push with all of the combo players of Strong Opinions getting destroyed. Fantastic play by Highpander.
Yep, alle actually cratering there as well, not being quite able to get out. Hildreth sitting on full Uber. CeeJay's actually on the cart. Steve pushing up. It's the quick fix even. Quick fix does come out of Hildreth. No, that's not the quick fix.
No, it's the conch. Uber's running conch and just
the
pushing about 5 players. 5 players with that conch. Just actually coming in. alle does get launched, but Uber's won't get that air shot, which would have been cool to see. But Atomic actually literally ran in, picked up the frag onto alle. So no demo man for all opinions to try and push. Doesn't look like they're going to care. They're going to peek this quite aggressively with Cloudy, Raptor, and Steve all taking heals. Raptor's going to come in, try and get anything with Hildreth, but Hildreth's sitting at a lot of health still. He's at 130. But if anything will come out, I think Chupa actually got in. alle did get that frag onto Kunai. Uber's exchange from both teams. It's going to fade. Gorson's basically going to W-mouse on all the way up that ramp. But not getting anything, he's going to get cleaned up. And it's just going to be cleaning up the rest of these kills. alle getting a nice sign frag. Atomic going to try and defend. He actually gets picked onto CeeJaey. But it's not going to be enough. And it's going to be Strong Opinion setting a time of 7 minutes and 5 seconds. Which is just over 5 seconds. It's basically half the time Highpander took to cap.
Yeah, I think Strong Opinion should be able to take this quite well. Just some nice defense is done here. If some nice defense is done here, that is. 7 minutes isn't too bad to be able to hold.
Especially seeing how Highpander push obviously the first round. I'd say most teams get better in the second round. You know, you learn how each kind of player plays. You obviously saw Hildreth jumping out the way of those soldier and demo bombs on first and even on third. That was wacky. But I don't know, I was leaning towards Strong Opinions. When you make that much of a difference in cap time, you half it. And I don't think it was anything that Highpander did wrong. It wasn't that they played badly, it was more that Strong Opinions just did it to the book. They just
Better.
yeah, just a more kind of overall nicer package in a sense.
Weren't so many failed Ubers coming out either, as we saw in the first half.
Yeah, both they both ran quickly during there. But actually, Tracker's getting that frag on to Raptor, the first opening frag of the game. It's happening both times Highpander have attacked. Raptor just immediately getting a headshot. And Tracker getting another frag onto alle, so you've got no projectile classes with strong opinions. Boogie's going to come all the way in. Does force CeeJaey,
Nice.
which is great play from him. Tracker and Mookie are going to be the only casualties, and Ubers is going to jump in with Kunai, and it doesn't look like. And actually, CeeJaey does go down, gets picked up by Kunai, who herself then gets picked up by Thalash. But it's interesting to note how Highpander pushed that. They obviously jumped in with their demo man, and obviously the soldier came in, but they pushed up Kunai onto that hill, and they didn't just they didn't just force the Uber and then push the combo, which you see a lot of teams do. They pushed in and took that ground. They forced strong opinions back onto the second point, which basically gives them first for free with Uber, as long as Hildreth doesn't drop or get forced, as he seems to, as he looks now to just walk out through tunnel.
Raptor just actually did a huge bomb into Hildreth, very nearly dropping him again. So Hildreth was able to just surf back into spawn. It was honestly so close. It was a really big bomb from Raptor.
We're going to see the first point captured in, I think, what, 7 minutes 15 seconds? So a minute and a half, I think, roughly that makes it. We're just under 5 minutes 5 seconds. So, yeah, slightly faster. Defugi, you're trying to get 1v1 versus Thalash. He does actually get picked. Obviously, Thalash, I guess, using 6v6 experience. And
Hildreth actually popping out as Uber. Gonna have to go a bit more defensive here. Strong opinions. Good choice, I think. Taking that little bit of aggression. Seem to be winning it. Kunai falling quite low, going down. Tracker should be going down here as well. Quite nice aggressive hold from Strong Opinions here, who are sitting on 100% Uber.
Yeah, Tuba ended up jumping that little, I don't even know what to call that little area. It's just to the right of where the cart currently is sat. Hildreth ended up getting backstabbed, and that kind of was the catalyst for all the rest of these pushes. And it's actually nice to see a team decide and opt to hold second. We don't see it that often, especially not sitting on floor. You see obviously on the roof hold, which, you know, you put your combo front stairs and you put the sentry somewhere, the sniper sits somewhere as well. Especially, I assume it's because we're not playing Bad Border Pro, you've got that sniper sight line, you can afford to hold second. Although saying that, actually no, I'm not going to say that I'm jinxing myself. Loads of frags coming out actually from, alle. Chuba actually that backstab onto Hildreth. He's going to go down.
It's really interesting second holds coming out from Strong Opinions actually. Pretty successful so
So
far.
much cleanup. Strong Opinions, it's just a brilliant, fantastic hold.
Raptor getting a nice little rocket to finish off Kunai there.
And it's weird that you see how successful and how strong this hold is. Because you think just all you have to do is spam around that corner and it just forces them back. Because as soon as Strong Opinions lose this, the second hold, you'd think they're going to lose third quite quickly if they're not careful.
Yeah,
you
they're
can
taking
see
quite a big of a risk really.
But you see the Uber come out from CeeJaey, I assume they're going to try and just force to stop any ground getting taken. Immediately he's going to get a headshot from that, just as soon as that flash fades. And I assume from that force, it should just allow Boogie to lead this push in. We're just almost sitting under Uber. Steve's going to get a headshot. And I'm assuming it's going to wait for Boogie to jump around that corner and to pop. Actually going to pop that crit. Getting a big signal to alle, but it's not going to be quick enough as CeeJaey and Natural Opinions look to fall all the way back onto third. As Raptor gets a nice actually air shot onto Boogie. Or, it's everything, I guess it's more of a wall shot.
Yeah. It's pretty nice. Hildreth was able to back off there as Strong Opinions took the Uber out. Good decision to finally get back onto the second point. Thalash is hanging around behind on roof right now, looking to do something. Getting onto Tracker, I think he's going to be able to take him down.
Yeah, he gets a nice pick in onto that Dracket into Boiler Room. And CeeJaey actually calling his Uber. It might opt to Uber into this Highpander combo. You've got Hildreth at about 80%. So that if they want to do it, they have to do it fast. Or, you know, take this forward hold and just exchange Ubers. Hildreth, if anything, looks to be potentially rotating round. Trying to get a pick onto Chupa first. And actually,
Pretty unlucky though, actually.
they're still running Brits actually. Brits is going to come out. He's going to get denied though. And Uber's going to come out from CeeJaey, using it purely onto Lash and alle. And alle's going to pick onto Gorston, so that crit's had, you know, zero impact. They didn't get any picks. But Uber actually comes in behind, getting a 3k onto alle, CeeJaey, and the Lash, just jumping behind and jumping that top area. And should be able to, well, it looked like he was going to spam that sentry. Tomek and Uber is now working together. Such a great cohesive flank they have together.
That was a fantastic flank, actually, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to get that pick onto just, I mean, they got the whole of the engineer and that sentry. Uber's going to get another pick onto Steve. If anything, that sentry going down and all of the combo getting dropped from Strong Opinions, you see just one Highpander that third. And they're already into the last. They've got 2 minutes now to push, but it's not like it's that long of a time. They're already in that underground. Got to pop that crits off onto Kunai. CeeJay's trapped in that back stairs.
Doesn't look like a whole lot's getting done here, actually, with Hildreth and Kunai. CeeJay's going to go down, though. Hildreth and Kunai just trying to get out of that spiral, but still a lot of players down for both teams.
I see Emilio Cloud in that top section. Seal and Raptor actually close to spawn. Ale's going to come up, Flash is going to come up. And well, it's actually down to 1 minute and 15 seconds. Only Kunai and Hildreth getting down that tire area. Trooper actually going to go for a number of picks onto Hildreth, doesn't get it. Flash trying to just finish off Hildreth, it's not going to be enough. And I'd say Highpander probably have one push left. We're now down to 60 seconds. You've got CeeJay, I think actually, he is actually running Uber, not opting to run quick fix.
Hildreth's still on crits, actually, using tires, so...
Hildreth does actually have that crits advantage and obviously the Uber advantage. A lot of players sitting in that tire section, if they get this crits out and they get a lot of high, strong opinions players, it's going to go well. Tracker and Boogie getting first 2 picks. Crits does come out, but CeeJay playing so defensively in that back stairs. It's only Ubers around the back stairs that's any sort of threat. Boogie's going to walk in, does actually get picked off by alle. Raptor gets a pick on to Tracker. And even Seal Senjugun got a pick, I think, onto Gorston somewhere in there. And CeeJay looks, if anything, to hold this. They've now got that 100% Uber, 150%, which I'm assuming is crits because he didn't die. And they've just got dry pushes. Uber's going to go down, Mookie's going to go down. Uber's going to get picked up by Thalash. And that Uber's just going to force it out. Lots of spam coming out from both sides. And that's going to wrap up the game and go in the way of Strong Opinions, taking this in a game of 2-1. Well, actually, no, both rounds.
Yeah, that was really nicely held by CeeJaey over to that spiral. Highpander had no chance to get onto him there, so we could easily take that Uber and finish off that game. Really nicely done.
Yeah, it could have gone so badly for Strong Opinions. If you think if they sat in that bottom area and Doogie just gotten like six crit kills, for example, they would have easily walked that in. But it was just the problem that they killed everyone as they capped third, and then it was pushing that way on to last. It then allowed CeeJaey obviously to respawn, happily sit in that backstairs, build that Uber, and then, you know, that defense, and it's won them the game. And it's probably a reason why it's their best map. As we are joined by CeeJaey. CeeJaey, would you, congratulations first and foremost. Would you agree that this is your strongest map?
No.
No? Oh, we're wrong.
I no, I never thought of it. It's just... yeah, sorry guys, interviewer. No,
Hello?
Hey, alle. No, I'd say it's a good map for us, but I wouldn't put it in one of our strongest maps, if I'm totally honest. But yeah, we feel uncomfortable on it. I think everyone is, isn't they? Because it's bad water, everyone knows how to play it.
Yeah, I'd say that's true. I think if anything, you guys probably looked more comfortable on it. I'm not sure how many scrims both of your teams had. Did you guys scrim a lot this week? Obviously, having Thursday, you obviously had the opportunity, but yeah, did you get a lot of games in, or were you kind of limited?
Yeah, just the same as a normal week. Which is like every night. No. Yeah, say like 2 or 3 scrims. There was a couple of days where we only had 1 scrim because a lot of people we were playing. Like, we were giving warm ups for people, so like we couldn't find games at 21. But no, we've had a pretty standard week, and you know it's Highpander, so we just focus on our game, and yeah, that's it really.
Now we did see actually. Obviously, I can talk to alle a little bit. Is the double bomb on first something you have practiced a lot in scrims, or was it just something you thought doing today?
I mean, we do it every time, but usually it goes pretty bad. So I think we had some good suicides this game, so I think it was just luck, basically.
I mean, we saw obviously in the first map, we saw Raptor did actually get that drop on the Hildreth, who has joined us. Welcome, Hildreth. We did see obviously that drop in the first game, but yeah, it didn't seem to work as well on the second round because I'm assuming it must have been. I'm trying not to rub Hildreth's ego, but his obviously wealth of knowledge, knowing you'd bomb again and sitting in that little alcove area. Hildreth, is that an area you held in scrims? I mean, obviously I played for you once this week. I didn't see that. Is that something you just thought of doing mid-game, or have you practiced sitting with Kuna in that little area by the point?
Well, we mix it up. Normally teams try and spot you on top left, but we noticed that, or Atomic, I should give him credit, he noticed that Strong Opinions just jump straight out of the gate. They don't really look, so we thought we'd try that. Unfortunately, we had too many people with me second round, and Doom was left unprotected from the spy. That was the only issue with that.
We did see Hildreth a few times. Your Ubers popped a little bit early. Was that just forcing, or was that a miscommunication, perhaps?
Well, a lot of times I ask the person at the front to call for it. Sometimes I do occasionally pop a little bit too early, but in general that game, the last point was hard. We were having a big debate because we got a lot of Uber advantages. But I felt like the positions teammates wanted me to pop in was fucking terrible. Like, it was like really far back in choke and everyone was on half HP. Our team is this thing where we're just taking damage in the choke point and not spreading out before we Uber, and then we just sat there and healing them. Like, this is going to be a bad Uber. I don't want to use early, but you're kind of forced to use early because of the spam that's been put on choke and the sniper position. And we just had, like, we Ubered early a couple of times and it was terrible. I tried to save it like a few times and I think one time I dropped, so I don't know.
You only had one drop on. Actually, no, it was two drops. Actually, I was about to say you only had one. It was on the second round where we saw Gorson. I mean, he did pretty well deflecting a lot of those pipes, and it was just one that he missed. Unfortunately, you kind of ate, and yeah, we saw +2 come out.
Oh, that was. I remember that. Yeah, that was pretty lucky, but I guess you make your own luck in this game. Well done, Ali.
Thank you.
So table-wise, unfortunately, Hildreth, that leaves you still below fair enough.
Yeah,
unless they won their game, which I'm assuming they did. I wouldn't.
If they win their game, if they lose their game, will they get deducted points? Like maybe they'll get a major warning. Then we might be able to go top.
I don't think Kakao is that hateful of an admin, and I don't think Steve's that spiteful that he would be like, "Oh no, we've closed the gap." But you never know. But obviously, CeeJaey and Ali, that actually, I mean, I'm looking at this just from the beginning of the day. It does move you actually into third place. Unfortunately, still a point below Highpander, who are now on 21, and you guys are, I believe, only on 20. But you know, it's similar to, I suppose you could say, the Premiership. How it's that kind of rush to the finish. Who's going to finish? Who's going to get better seeds in playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, the seeds, I guess they matter a little bit. I think first is out of our reach unless a certain number of results go our way, which is kind of, you sat there with your calculator and work it out. So I don't think that's very likely. I think we could still nick second from Highpander, depending on how results go. I think they still have to play fair enough and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, the aim is always just to get into playoffs, and then once you're in the playoffs, then you can just, focus on winning your games then. But we just have to concentrate on our next two games, and as long as we win those, then we're in playoffs, and we just take it from there.
Actually, looking at your games going forward, I mean, if anything, you've probably got two somewhat easier games. You've got obviously the Bureau next week, which kind of mid-table, but that's Barn Blitz. Payload. I would normally favour you guys on a payload map, but obviously when the Bureau try very hard and practice a lot. And then you've got Wasp on Product and Gully, but we obviously know Wasp can always cause an upset, just randomly pull up this random strat. And you compare that to Fair Enough, who obviously they played TC Ambition. We haven't seen any results verified just yet, but first versus 8, probably a win. and then they play Premtech next week. We obviously know Premtech have stolen a few points off here and there, so we could see an upset there.
Yeah,
and then
Premtech could quite easily get a win on Fair Enough. Like, they're getting to that kind of momentum now where, like, I mean, all the teams are. I think all of the top teams have had struggles with their rosters. Like, Ali's stepped in for us now. He's going to be main for the rest of the season because Corv's internet is still poopy, and Ali's been a beast for us in the first few weeks, so he's sticking around. And obviously we had Chupa play today because Toast sent us a message at 6:30 a.m. to say, oh, by the way, guys, I can't make tonight. Something's come up. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, and I like Hildreth had some problems with roster, and I think Fair Enough had to change this.
Not worried about our roster.
Well, I mean,
Like,
at the start of the season, like, I think everyone's starting to settle with their rosters now. That's what my point is. So it's sort of, the matches are getting a little bit more intense because I think this is the closest game we've had against Highpander so far this season.
Our problem is trying to get good practice with our main roster. We didn't have it at all this week, so I knew we weren't prepared to play Strong Opinions today. So I thought they'd have to play pretty poorly for us to get anything out of it. Unfortunately, they played their usual solid self. I mean, things went as I expected. Tracker did a lot of work for us, but we just kind of got held up on last, and we weren't able to get a decent third hold, which is a shame, but we weren't really ready to play Strong Opinions. I think later in the season in playoffs we'll be more prepared. For now, we're just going to have to focus on defeating Fair Enough in the last game. And then you're definitely going to give us a good game with Joe Enough. He's always keen to beat me.
I mean, failure.
Failure. Sorry. He's always keen to beat me because I take the piss out of Newcastle being shit. So we'll see. But I'm confident if we can get 6-0 on them, then I'm confident that we might be able to get something against Fair Enough. They're really good this season, but we've got Tracker who's on excellent form. Gringer Bob's coming back into the team. Ubers and Atomic are no slouches. We just got to get this Fungi guy to learn how to sticky jump so he can play 5 CPs.
I'm gonna say Fair Enough must be quite a hot. I mean, I obviously haven't played against them, but I'm assuming there must be one of the, if not the best team on 5CP, just from that whole very sixes core they have. But obviously, you guys can either confirm or deny. I might be completely wrong, but I would say a Disky Steed, Denny, and if Tiger play, that's quite a strong. Even
Tiger's
before
not
that
their main
six.
anymore.
Yeah, Tiger's gone.
It's not really
Quick's their
having
main
a
now.
sixes core, it's about having a demo man that knows how to play the maps. That's what you need. Like I'm shocking the demo on every other format in Highlander. Well, I have been lately, but 5CP I seem to be fine.
Well, obviously all that games assembly practice we did.
No, I'm talking about last season.
Yeah, that's obviously that's
But
next
also
week.
it does help that Denyer is really good on it, and their soldiers quick knows the maps very well. So it does help a little bit, the sixes core.
So next week, you guys obviously Highpander, Hildreth, you're playing Failure. As you said, they're going to give you a game, but are you expecting any random plays, or are you just going to take it as it is?
What's the map?
Farm Blitz.
Oh god, yeah. This could be a struggle, this map. I mean, we did play last season on it, and we struggled through them. Could be a 4-2er, but
I think you
I don't
can
know. Like I
get away
said,
with most of the points.
I think we'll win, but they're definitely going to be up for that game. They're pretty much messed up for. I don't think they can get fourth anymore. But like I said, Joe always tries this against me.
Yeah, they have lost quite a few players recently, but maybe we'll see Funds step in and win it all.
Definitely.
And then obviously, CeeJaey and alle, you guys have got the Bureau, which I would say, if anything, I think it's probably the same. I'd say it's almost like the same tier. Actually, no, I would say Bureau have got a slightly stronger roster than Fade at this point in the season, but I don't know. Do you think their keenness something to be worried about, or do you think it's just going to be Bomb Blitz, payload, easy win?
I don't know. Like, it's hard to say. Like, all of our scrims, we've been really, really strong, and like we've had to let teams cap in order to play all the points, sort of thing. We kind of, that gives us confidence, and when we get to the official, like obviously today's official, we won, but it was really close. Like Highpander pushed us closer than any other team so far this season. In our scrims on Badwater, so that includes the warm up against Fair Enough. So it's all well and good doing well in scrims, but you don't know in an official what they can pull out. So
that last push, like if only we'd had such a bad time on last, like just everyone suicide in the car and quick fix. It's mad.
Well, your crits threw us off, and we were like, oh, like we didn't even know you guys had crits, and then Chupa felt really bad. We were like, it's cool, like Toast never checks as well. So if a Toast had been playing, it would have been the same result. But yeah, I mean, Bureau,
made him feel bad.
Bureau, we've played like strong against them in scrims, so we'll just see how it goes.
Right, unless Funds has any questions that he has suddenly thought of. And obviously, CeeJaey, I assume you'll update the stats for this week so we can see where people are going into the final 2 weeks. We need to see actually going into week 7 if anyone's really close stat-wise, like Uber's dropped or something like that. Be cool to see. I'll quickly ask if any guys have shoutouts. Ali, do you have any shoutouts you want to give?
No.
Okay, CeeJaey?
Shout out to Ali because he's a boss, and yeah. Shout out to Chupa for stepping in literally like an hour before the game. We told him he had to play. And obviously my team, as always. And our sponsor, Wheat Hoofed, White Listle TF. Shout out to Highpander for a good game, and to you guys for casting. I hope it was a good game for you guys to cast. And Funds, it was your first cast, I believe. So
Yeah, it was.
congrats.
Thank you,
Welcome.
dude. Pretty good time.
Hildreth, do you want to give any shoutouts? I'm assuming you're just going to say Mookie.
I guess I'll do the usual shout-outs to the BlackOut TV crew for putting on the casts and you guys for casting. That's it's always fun. Good game to Strong Opinions. We'll get you in the playoffs. And shout out to Julius Bart and Pastianex too. Always Pastianex too.
Alright, so I'm assuming if we assume that Fair Enough beat Ambition, I keep saying assuming because I don't want to say, yeah, Fair Enough won. Well, obviously, that's actually all of week 5. It's not actually week 5 either, for 8 words. We've got the Bureau and Wasp on the 24th, which is this Sunday, 21 Zest, which is going to be casted by Sigafu and CeeJaey on this channel, BlackOut Gaming TV 1. So look out for that, and obviously thanks to BlackOut sponsors, which is Essentials TF and Wireless the same. We too just sponsoring everyone, and we'll see you on Sunday.